Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. We're checking out the latest victim today, the Solo ES style kit. We're going to do a quick unboxing on this. If you're wondering why I've got the Solo Guitar shirt on here, I don't work for them or anything like that, but what they've done is they've sent me some kits and we've kind of partnered up such that I'm going to be doing some video manuals for them, essentially assembly manuals in video format, kind of in the style of my normal tutorials, but we're going to keep them short and work on specific parts of the build so that anybody who gets one of these can check out those video manuals instead of going ahead and reading them. Plus it means that Solo has to send me a bunch more guitar kits, so works for me. After we're done those, we're going to do my style of builds, which means we're going to do some crazy stuff to them as usual, or at least for the most part we are. This one I think is going to be pretty cool on its own without me having to mess with it, but hey, let's take a look, let's get it unboxed and see what we're dealing with here. All right, let's see what we're looking at on this one. We've got kind of our standard, pretty nice Solo packaging. The neck here actually looks pretty good when I take it out. It's got another beautiful fretboard, just like the last one I unboxed. Binding looks good. Frets look decent, but we'll probably need some leveling, and you may want to consider replacing that plastic nut with something else. As for the body, well, the body actually looks awesome. I'm really impressed with this. It's got a bit more weight to it than the Muslati one that I unboxed because it has a solid block down the middle. We'll take a look at. Let's see what comes with it here. Strings, you need better ones. The knobs actually look really nice. Pretty pleased with those. Tuners are pretty much the standard cheap tuners that you get with kits. I'll probably replace them with locking, but in my experience, they tend to work okay. Plastic pick guard. If you've been watching my stuff, I don't tend to use those, but it's there if you want it. And then the bridge. Now, of course, you're going to probably throw away that cable. Get a decent cable, it's worthwhile. This one actually comes with a proper trapeze tailpiece, and that's what you need for one of these types of guitars. Not like that other kit that I unboxed that was not from Solo. I'm still upset about that thing, you might be able to tell. We've got our kind of typical inexpensive nickel-plated humbuckers here. At least they're going to look good. Some typical guitar kit wiring, again, something you may want to replace. And as we go through this, we'll do some upgrades and we'll talk about what we're going to replace some of this stuff with while we're doing the build. But generally speaking, the hardware here is passable. You just need to consider if you want something better. Now, taking a closer look here at the body, again, really impressed with this. Nice block down the middle. It goes all the way to the end from what I can tell. And the binding actually looks really nice. The surface looks great. I'm actually pretty pleased with the grain. I mean, I may still do a full opaque sparkle paint job on this thing, but for what it's worth, pretty happy with the grain. It would look good with a transparent job, I'm sure. A little bit of play in the neck when I get it in there. There's just a little bit of room to wiggle it. Not really enough for me to necessarily put a veneer in there to shim it, but we'll see. I like to test out the setup on these things, make sure the neck's sitting in there straight and everything by putting in the pegs for the bridge. I just do it without the actual inserts and it basically sits in the right place. And then I take my straight edge and I put some tension on it like you would a string and make sure that from the slot in the nut to the slot in the bridge, I'm running down at the correct angle and not off the edge of the neck. Now you got to check and make sure that your scale length makes sense. Make sure that the distance from the nut to the 12th fret is the same as the 12th fret to the bridge. On this guitar, it's actually not. It's not quite there. I'm going to need to take a little bit off the heel of the neck to make it move in closer to the bridge ever so slightly to make that work. You can see that solid wood block running down the middle, nice and sturdy. Finishing on this guitar actually looks pretty nice. It's got a coat of sealer on it. Yours may or may not have that. They are kind of going back and forth with whether they want to have that sealer on everything or just on the spalted top kits because spalted maple doesn't take stain very well. The finishing looks good. Fretboard, again, beautiful. The inlays actually look really nice. I'm sure that there's some fret leveling will be required, but generally speaking, this thing's in a pretty good state, and I'm really happy with how it looks. Oh man, see, how much better is that than that Muslati kit I unboxed? Honestly, like, nice big tone block down the center to make everything nice and sturdy. Neck is not a disaster on this one. It's got a little bit more weight to it, which I appreciate. Proper type of bridge so that we can actually make this thing playable without having to replace half of it. I really like this carve too. Like, it's got some detail to, can you see that in there with the reflections off the sealer? Sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder here. See, it's got kind of like some detail to the way that it's carved. It's not just a straight up arch top. There's something more going on there. Really happy with this and super excited to build it. All right, guys, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe so you can see how this comes together and check out all the other cool guitar kits we're working on. I'm gonna have a good time customizing this guy. Can already tell it's gonna be awesome. And remember, if you want one of these or any of the other guitar kits that I build really, or any of the tools that I use to build them for the most part, check out the SoloMusicGear link in the description. That's my affiliate link. You can go pick them up through there if you want to help me out. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Or go to SoloMusicGear.com and avoid my link completely if you don't want to help me out, but still, it's good stuff. You should check it out. And yeah, I hope you find something you like. So once again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And have a good one. I will see you next time.